Jamahl, what did you like most about your team's performance tonight, and how did they do it?
Yeah, I really, the competitive spirit that these guys showed to start the game, being able to battle through runs, but just down the stretch, being able to have a level of poise, knowing when things weren't always going to go our way. They went on their runs, and our guys did a very good job of coming together, communicating the things that they saw, both offensively and defensively. That's a big portion of it for me, is when we communicate at this high level and understand exactly what everybody's trying to accomplish on both sides of the ball. I think this team can be pretty good.
Jamahl, Detroit's the #1 seed. They've been off for a week. They won 60 games in the regular season. Is this result surprising at all to you?
No, I mean, again, like you just said it, they've been off. We found a little bit of rhythm playing so many games, so that always plays a part in it. But, I'm still just happy that our guys came out, defended the right way. We were intentional in how we executed our offense. I think those are the things that we talked about, being able to do against a great team like this, how they turn you over, how they defend, how they rebound the basketball, all those small things within the game. I was happy that we accomplished that, with this group.
Coach, speaking of poise, when a free throw disparity goes that way, it can crumble a lot of teams. For your group to maintain the type of poise it did in that regard, how pleased were you with that?
Yeah, and we'll go back and look at it. I think it was in the second half, it like 21-5. But at the end of the day, I think some of that's just got to be how disciplined we are defending, being smart where we're doing it, and understanding that, you're not going to get a lot of calls. But we've got to make sure that we play through that, regardless of how the game's being called. We have to figure out a way to adjust, and that's where I'm happy that our guys were. They didn't let it didn't derail them from how we were playing and how we were trying to execute and stay just as physical and just as strong. One, attacking the basket, but also on the other end, trying to do it towards the end without fouling.
It's obviously just one game, so there's still a long way to go in this series. But with all the frustration that had kind of built up throughout the regular season, how critical? Where did this come from to find that poise and to kind of stick together the way that they did? Whether it was on Friday, whether it's after Wednesday's game, and then certainly tonight.
Well, this is a new season. We've talked about this a lot with these guys. Like, whatever story you told yourself during the regular season, that story's done, and now it's the playoffs, so it's an entirely new season. And how we come together, how we play with poise, how we defend at a high level, how we communicate with each other, that's all part of this story right now, and that's all it is. It's one game. And can we repeat that on Wednesday? It's going to be even more difficult. So our guys we're going to break it down, watch the film, get our recovery, and understand exactly what we know we need to take care of and what we need to do.
What stuck out most about Paolo's performance tonight?
I thought Paolo's dominance in his approach to the game was excellent. His voice, his command of the floor, his court presence was special. And I think that's how the team follows. When he has that presence, it's something to be seen. And his aggression downhill, attacking, stepping into a shot with a high level of confidence, finding the matchups that he wanted, all those small things within the game. And the guys fed and read off of that.
I don't know how many assists he had, but the ones that he did have, particularly that alley-oop to Wendell early in the third, just how artful were those passes?
Yeah, it's the interesting part about Paolo is that some of the assists you won't see because of sometimes it's a hockey assist, and he's drawing 2, drawing 3. You show some clips on when he gets the ball on the block. They've got a man on the low block coming over. They got a man coming down from the free throw line to dang near triple team him to bring a crowd, and he's making the right play. And then it's our job on the back end to move it one more so we can go from good to great. But that's basically his assist because of what he's drawing on the court.
With Cunningham and Tobias, they got theirs, but the rest of the team was really quiet. Conversely, with your team, Banchero had a lot of complementary pieces. You talk about how you neutralized most of their team and how you had so much going for you?
Yeah, I think defensively, I'll go back and look at the film and see exactly what that looks like for us in certain situations. I don't love the fact that they got out and got 25 fast break points. Those are part of it. That's part of our offense and our ability to sprint back. But we had guys that were just willing to make the extra play, the extra pass. This is going to be a small possession game, and every possession matters, and I think that's very important for us. But everybody being able to contribute and not, let shot making or missing dictate how you play this game.
Jamahl, I was down in the tunnel when you guys were coming off, and I heard you say, act like we've been there before. But technically, you guys haven't been there before as far as winning a road game on the playoffs. So how do you balance the excitement of winning this game with how much you still have left to do?
Yeah, you can be happy that you got the win. That's fine. And that's part of this game. This is a 7-game series for a reason. But you don't want to act surprised like it's not something that you're capable of doing. Everything that we're doing in this moment from here on out is about the mindset. If you act surprised, then when you get hit in the face, you're not going to know how to respond back. And our guys need to keep remembering that this is what we know we're capable of doing. So you're not surprised in that situation. Enjoy the moment for this night, 24 hours, and then get back to work because you got to find a way to make it even better on Wednesday because it's going to be harder.
Jamahl, I asked you over here on your left.
hey, dude.
I asked you before the game about the intention versus drawing attention. They shot a lot more free throws. You still won the game. So can you live with that attention if you make your intention known?
Yeah, we said it from the beginning what type of game it was going to be, how physical it was going to be. Now, I'm going to have to go back, look, and our coaches will have to go back and look at why it was 21-5 in the second half and see where we were grabbing and holding and not getting those calls, and then have to look at exactly how they were playing us, why those same calls weren't called on the other end. Again, but I do love that our intent was there to be physical, to be aggressive, to be strong. Now we've just got to be smarter with it when they're going to the basket. But I think that 21-5, we'll have to look at it as coaches and see where we can be better, and also where we have to attack a lot stronger so we can actually get that whistle to blow.
How sick was Desmond over the last 3 games, and what did it take for him to play the number of minutes at the level that he did play tonight?
Desmond's a warrior. And I've said this time and time again, his ability to play through whatever it is, his toughness, his ability to rally the guys and just play the right way the entire night. And if he's not showing up for anything, it's because he's definitely not feeling great, but he's going to show up when the time is necessary, and that's what he's able to do.
Franz, I think, started one for 7 from the floor. He's kind of, since coming back from the injury, had some good moments, had some bad moments. But what does it say about him and this team to be able to have the fourth quarter that he had to kind of keep the Pistons at arm's length and kind of step up in that moment?
Yeah, I wish you could be in our huddles. I think there's just such a high level of communication amongst the group, no matter what's happening, whether shots made, whether shots missed, whether a turnover happens. There's such a high level of communication about what needs to be done, how we can approach it, whether it's going in or not. That's what these guys continue to do. Support. They support one another. They're pulling together no matter what's happening. They talk about getting stops, but at the end of the day, you're not letting the shot making or missing impact how you're playing on the other end and when you're playing together as a team.
Critical is the start of the second half. The first half you could say you guys are ready. They're rusty, but the second half you smacked them right in the mouth there, third quarter.
Well, being able to go in at halftime, watch the film, see what works, the communication level amongst the coaches and the players is big. And so then being able to attack and get downhill and put pressure on them was key for us. But it also, you talk about it starting on the defensive end of the floor. You got to make sure that's creating the offense and not trying to chase it. And I thought our guys did an excellent job of that, sharing, trusting, finding the things that they could pick on, and they stayed with it. Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Great.
Act like you've been here before, says Jamahl Mosley to his team. They acted like they had been there before tonight, to be sure. Antonio, these teams went 2-2 against one another in the regular season. What are you anticipating in Game 2?
Well, I'm anticipating Detroit kind of looking more like the Detroit Pistons we became accustomed to seeing throughout the course of this